Hey, what's up guys? Today I'm here in Hackettstown, New Jersey. It's dark and gray and a little bit cold, but the heat's in the tools. What we're going to do today is behind me is a attached garage, two-car garage. We're going to put a motion light on the one corner by the driveway and to light up the front yard. And then we're going to add another one in the backyard doing the same thing and lighting up a pathway to the rear entrance. And then we're going to replace an existing old halogen lamp that's probably original with the house, built in 1985. So welcome back to the channel, and let's get started. Normally I don't drive 97 miles to do any job, but this is for my accountant Neil, and he is a big part of the success of Classic Electric as far as the accounting goes. I don't know anything about taxes, and I don't think he knows anything about electricity, so this works out well. So normally I would not drive that far for a job. But for my personal accountant, for my business, that watches after my best interest, no problem at all. Like anything, the more you do something, the better at it you get. So with these light blocks, I've been trying different ways each time I make them to speed up the process. This was a lot easier getting the hole in the middle of the AZEC by leaving the piece whole and clamping it to this bench and making my holes before making the cut for the size of the block itself. I think there's another way I can improve upon this, and if you have any ideas or suggestions in the comments, please leave them, because I do read the comments. I appreciate the comments, and if you could give a helpful suggestion on how to speed up this process, that'd be greatly appreciated. So because the AZEC makes a big mess, I decided to get it away from the main part of the driveway, and then I came back later on with a blower to blow all the PVC out of the way. I'm installing two new lights, and I'm replacing an existing halogen light that's on the back, but we're going to change the mounting blocks so they all match. I think that's important for aesthetics, and I'm glad I did it, because at the other halogen light there was some issue that I cleared up by changing out that light block and grounding the wire properly inside that box, which it wasn't, and it was rusted, so we changed it. So once I know where the light block's going to go, I use a pencil to tag where the pancake's going to go. And then once I know where the pancake's going to go, the pancake box, I drill a hole to fish the wire through to the garage into a junction box. And then you'll see later on in this video, we'll wire the junction box to energize the motion light. When it comes to motion lights, I'm kind of picky about what I'd like to offer my customers, because with motion lights, you can get something that's really cheap, and then you get a callback to fix it, and it's nothing that you did. It's just a poorly built, poorly made motion light. So if you decide to go with me and have me supply the motion light, this is what I'm going to supply for you here, because I don't get any callbacks. Or I should say, very rarely do I get any callbacks with this company. This company is called RAB, and they do a lot of their manufacturing right here in New Jersey. So I like using this company. They're made in America. It's right here in New Jersey, and there's a good product where I don't have to make too many return trips for warranty issues. All right, so this time I pre-wired the box, okay? This is gonna go into the garage. This obviously is gonna go right up against the house. Did my screws. So I learned from the first one how to be a little more efficient on this. So Drill my 2 screws to hold it in place. One thing I don't have is the mounting hardware from the light, but that's okay. We'll get this up first. We're going to drill a hole, then we're going to mount the box, then we're going to mount the mounting block. So AZEK makes these real fancy trim screws, which are really nice because they'll go right through the AZEK, and then you come back with a plug that comes with the screw kit to plug the hole. But I did not have them, so I used the 2-inch core screws for exterior rated screws, and the fixture is able to cover up that screw so you don't see it. So as far as the power source goes, I was able to use this garage door opener receptacle. And you'll see here in a moment, I'm going to get up into the attic and I'm going to fish over to this corner that I'm working in now. So I'm going to put the fish tape up in the ceiling. It's a steel fish tape. And then I'm going to try to use another fish tape with some fishing sticks to grab that steel fish tape. So I'm able to fish the 14.2 across the ceiling where I can't get in, where it's inaccessible. So I'm using these long fish sticks, and then obviously I edited a little bit because this took me about maybe 20 minutes to get the snake over. But once those 2 hooks connect to each other, you pull it, and then you have it. So here I'm just I'm peeling away the sheathing on the Romex wire here, and then what I'll do is I'll take the ground wire and I'll fold it onto that hook and tape it up, and then go back down into the garage to pull the snake back, so I have the wire here over by where my where I'm receiving my power for this lighting circuit. Just fold that back nice, low profile. Make sure that that hook is kind of tight so it doesn't get hooked, so it doesn't get snagged on anything. And then of course I put this tape around there to prevent that snag from happening. So now that I've got my cable from my first light to my power source, I'm up here in the attic still. Now, mind you, I'm on top of an 8-foot ladder, probably standing on close to the top step, maybe not the exact top step, into a little access panel so I can access this dead space, so to speak. Alrighty, and then now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this wire back through where I took the box out for the garage door opener. And you'll see later on, once the lights are in, we'll tie it all in. So what I'm doing here is I'm running this MC cable across the ceiling, or across these garage doors in this little vacant space between the wall and the door. And I'm using the MC cable to prevent any physical damage from occurring to the cable. So you see right behind that box is the light, and then the MC cable comes down the wall. It's fastened up high, so I don't expect anybody to do any damage to that. It's really in a tight spot there. So it goes across the garage doors here, and we'll tie it in to our power source. And of course, there's another light on the other side of that box. And that just about wraps up the wiring. Now I'm just going to go back to the garage door opener here and tie that line in that we just fished across, and we will be able to test our lights. So with these particular motion lights, and most motion lights are like this, the first 5 minutes that they become energized, they're in the test mode automatically. Some motion sensors will have a switch on it that'll say test mode, and then maybe 1, 5, 10, or 20. With this particular brand, these RAB Bullet LED motion sensors, the first 5 minutes they're in test mode. So as soon as I energize this receptacle, I put the cover plate back on, I go outside to make sure that they're working the way they're supposed to. I was fortunate to go back here later in the day to test my work, but it started raining, so I didn't have my camera out. But everything worked just fine. It's pretty good.